Hey guys, look who's back.
Hi.
Look who's back. My favorite pediatrician, because she's my children's pediatrician and she's a friend and she's fabulous, Dr. Neela Sethi.
Hi, guys.
I feel like I'm announcing you on like some show. And now, Dr. Neela Sethi.
Woo! I should like do a trick or something.
Yeah, and then people like start...
Juggle? No.
I think you should stick with saving children's lives. I think that's... no offense to jugglers out there, but I think your job is pretty amazing.
It's pretty intense, but I do love it.
But I feel like there should be like a cheer squad and like people should be throwing like flowers on stage, maybe like their undergarments, like Dr. Sethi's here.
Wow, that would be amazing. Could you do that like every morning when I walk into the clinic?
Yes.
You're like, yes, you've arrived.
Wait,
Here's
are
your
you not
cheering squad.
a celebrity at your clinic?
No,
Okay,
not ever.
Some of your patients need to watch this video so they can be like, oh my gosh, Dr. Sethi. Anyway, she's awesome, and I think you might have seen our video that we did together. I don't even remember what it was called because I have mommy brain.
It was like,
it was
not to be perfect or
Yeah.
perfect's overrated or something like that.
I feel like last time you went live with me, we also couldn't remember, and we had the same exact conversation.
We had mommy brain.
I'm having a tissue. We both have mommy brain.
Mommy brain.
And then we went live together, and I love her because she's smart. I love her because she's smarter than me. So I'm just going to shut up and let you talk.
That is so not true. It's a different kind of smart. I'm kind of bookie nerdy smart.
And I'm like, I know which wine pairs best with my mood today kind of smart.
This is why it's the yin and the yang. It's like an Oreo cookie.
Yes, we are a cookie.
Yep.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was going to say a coconut because I'm brown and you're white. So it's going to be like a coconut.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's beautiful.
Okay.
I feel like we should take this on the road.
Totally. Would you guys come?
Any pediatricians watching or anybody that loves their pediatrician, and if you don't love your pediatrician, get a new one.
Get a new one.
No offense, but you got to love your pediatrician. Like, this is somebody you're literally trusting with your kid's life.
Yep.
I've said this before. I think this is important. Find a pediatrician who cares about you as a parent also, because it's integral, right? If not just caring about the kid, but the parent who is raising the kid and taking care of the kid. And one thing I love about her is that I'm talking about you like you're not here, is that she will always ask the parents, how are you doing? How are you doing? I love that.
You have to. I mean, how can you know if a kid is doing well if you don't ask the parent? Because a kid could be, kids are funny. First of all, they lie all the time. Everything I hear all day is great, good, fine. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. And first of all, I get all my information from parents, especially when they're young. When they're older, I get all the information from teens when I kick mom and dad out of the room. But second of all, your kid cannot be doing amazing if you are not doing well. You just can't. If you are not happy and healthy and grounded, you cannot be an amazing parent. You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your kid is going to suffer. So,
and this is why it's so important. Like, I hear parents all the time. Did you see the video I did called Priorities, and I'm in my bathtub?
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
And I'm talking about how,
with the wine glass and the bubbles.
Yes.
I'm not stalking. And it's not.
Well, and the point of that video was that you need to take care of yourself and make yourself a priority, and the dishes can wait. They can really wait. Because, well, what I was getting at is I get parents how do you not feel guilty taking time to yourself? And I always say, not that you should ever feel guilty, but I always joke around. You should feel guilty if you don't take time to yourself.
Exactly.
Because that's what's going to make you a better, saner, happier human being so that you can take care of everybody else. It's always like that thing in the airplane, right? Like, put the mask on yourself first before you take care of your child.
Totally.
Same thing with the moods, right? Like, take care of your sanity first so that you can have a home and provide an environment for your kid where they feel this is a safe space and things are good here, and it's not always just like doom and gloom and stress.
Exactly, because mom's like running on fumes.
Yeah.
I have an amazing friend who told me once, you have to fill your cup if you want to fill other people's cups. Motherhood is like, you're like a pitcher. Mm-hmm. And all you do is just dish, and pour, but you have to fill the pitcher. If you don't, there's just nothing to give because you're just running on empty. So it's not a bad thing to work out or to go out with friends or to have a glass of wine or to have moments like this where you connect with someone, because that's what makes you happy. And when you're happy, your kids are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I love that analogy. So if you parents are starting to feel like, there's literally 2 drops left in the pitcher, like I'm squeezing it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out something. And it doesn't, I feel like people always go, yeah, it's easy to say I don't have money. It's not always about money. Like, literally just go sit in your room and listen to your favorite music for 5 minutes. And if that means that your kids get extra screen time, that doesn't make you a bad mom. Okay, stop beating yourself up. I can't even talk, but
No,
am
it's
I making
true.
any sense?
No, it's
like
true.
on a scale from 1
People
to 10.
go crazy, and like I have moms that come in, they're like, oh, it's 20 minutes morning and 20 minutes in the afternoon. And of course, those are guidelines. It's just a guideline. It's just so that you don't take that 20 minutes and make it 20 hours so that you come on Sunday of the next week and your kid is still on the couch watching his or her iPad.
Right.
It's not about that. It's just about guidelines. It's to give you these gentle guidelines that you follow, but you can waver from that. My kids watch the iPad too much sometimes when I need a little bit of extra time, and I totally listen to music when I, need a little refresher or shower, for example. You have no idea how much a shower makes such a big difference. And I'll ask moms that, like especially new moms, have you showered? Have you peed? Have you pooped?
And do they ever go, why, do I smell?
They're like, no, I haven't, and I really want to shower, especially right after you've had a baby. All you new moms know that first shower when you get home from the hospital where you're checking things out, like, okay, my parts, it's like a puzzle. Like, you're like,
It
did
looks
it come
different,
back?
but it's,
It came back, like the pieces fit. It's a little rocky, but like that first shower, it's like when you come back from camping or your trip, like your first shower, the first time that you get into your bed after you've been away from vacation makes such a big difference. Like, fill your cup. And I hear this too from moms. Well, I don't have money. I can't do Pilates, and I can't have a private trainer, and I just can't go get my nails done every week. That's not what you need to do. Like, take a walk, go for a hike, talk to a friend, talk to your mom, sit and connect. But what you have to do is slow down. The hardest part is slowing down and to answer what really fills your cup and what fills your pitcher. But you can only do that if you slow down. And if you are running, you'll never know what those are. You don't know what those answers are. Because you don't even, there are moms that I'm like, what's your favorite song? And they don't know. And I'm like, oh, honey, you got to turn up some Bruno on the way to work. Like, that's what I do. And that's what helps me. So you got to figure it out.
Yeah. Just remember, like, you're not taking away from your kids. You're adding to your kids by taking care of yourself.
Totally. I love that.
Bottom line.
Yep.
Bottom line. Stay healthy. And we're not just talking about physically. Stay healthy emotionally, mentally, so that you can be a healthy parent for your child. Because what does a child need more than a clean sink or, whatever? They need a mom who is stable somewhat. Not that any of us are fully stable. Are you kidding me?
I'm
but
far
like,
from
let's
stable.
aim for like 80% stable.
Yeah, totally.
That's fair.
Maybe batting 50% average. That's pretty good. At least like I fake that I'm stable most of the
Right.
time. I'm like, no, I'm totally stable. But it is true. You have to take care of yourself, and your kids are not going to resent you for that. They're not.
No.
And in fact, I always laugh with my girlfriends, like when and we've talked about this, like if we go out and come back, don't you think your kids are like a little cuter when you get back? I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
Yes.
I saw you at 7, but somehow at 10 p.m. when you're sleeping in your bed, you're so adorable. Or
Give yourself a chance to miss your children sometimes a little bit.
Exactly. Or I've seen these funny things where moms will tell me, oh, I cannot wait for them to get to bed. And then they get to bed and you're like, oh, I miss their cute space. But you've been dreaming about bedtime all day.
Right.
It's like you do need moments away. You do need time away. So, and that's okay.
Okay, one thing I want to talk about that I feel like is pretty common, and you told me you get a lot of questions about, is my child normal? It's funny, we ask ourselves all the time, like, is it normal as parents to think this and feel this? But we also wonder whether a child is just a weirdo or if they're normal. And also, beyond that, like, oh my gosh, is this a concern? Should I take my kids to the doctor? So give me a couple quick things that you feel like normal, weird behavior, but normal, and then weird behavior and, we should have this kid tested.
Okay.
And let's talk about little kids first.
Okay. I was just going to say, for me, because of course I'm a nerd and I'm a nerdy nerd. This is what I call myself. My husband calls me a pediatron because I am like a little bookwormy pediatrician. So calls me a pediatron, but so we have to divide it up kind of 0 to 2 and then 2 up because that really matters. So 0 to 2 for me is all about meeting milestones and just the basics. And it starts with social stuff. So does your baby smile? Does your baby look at you and smile? And not just smile like, oh, I tooted and it made me relieve my, pressure in my stomach, so I'm smiling. But smiling is in, oh, mom came home and that makes me happy. That's huge. I look for that the second that babies come into my office at like the 2-month visit, I look for smiling. And I'll go in there and be like, hi, baby. And if I see a smile, I'm like, whew. So social smile is huge at the beginning. Eye contact is huge at the beginning. Tracking is huge at the beginning. So it's like this. Is your baby following you when you walk around the room? Because babies know that. As little as like 2 months to 4 months old, they can start tracking you and looking around the room to notice where you are.
Hold on, I'm going to interrupt for a second. So I know, some kids talk, like my son didn't talk till 4. I was all worried. He turned out, not till 4, more like 3-ish. But he turned out fine. So parents always worry because there's different, right?
Yes.
So if a child is 6 months old and not making eye contact and not tracking, bring them in. Could be nothing, but let's just
Could be nothing, could be
Okay.
something. Yeah, come and
Okay.
see me. So come and see me.
Okay. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to be right back, and we're going to go through more of these because I think these
Okay.
are really important.
I think so too. People need to know the truth.
We'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are
back.
talking about what things that our kids do that are a little weird are normal, like
Right.
eating dirt.
Eating dirt's so normal. My kid eats sand. I'm
Okay,
like,
there you go.
And he's like, I'm like, does it taste good, Ari? He's like, no. But he still
She has
continues
an
to
Ari
do it.
too. Well, Ari's the nickname for hers. Isn't that cute? And we didn't even know each other when we named our kids.
I know. We both have Aries.
Okay, so eye contact.
Eye contact, social smile, then goes on for me to verbal. And everybody's different. And I do want to say that every pediatrician's different. This is what I use in my clinic. Verbal skills. Are you speaking? And not just speaking,
At what
but
age?
I like words by 18 months. I'm not saying like you need to recite the encyclopedia, but like mama, dada, hi, bye, up, basic needs. Because at 15 to 18 months, they have needs and they want you to do what they ask.
Right.
Do they need to have tons of words? No, but even just like immature jargon, like I call it in my clinic jubba jubba, because my daughter used to say jubba jubba. Everything was jubba. She'd go jubba jubba ja, jubba jubba ja.
So
Jubba,
even
jubba,
that
ja.
is considered communicating.
It is. And mostly what I want to see is jubba jubba ja dog, jubba jubba ja mom, where it's like Pebbles and Bam Bam talk, where you've got like some jubbas and then you have some words. But just the idea that they want to communicate with you, they're looking at you and they want to tell you how they feel, that's important. And then it progresses. So you want to see from 15 months to 18 months to 2, you go from 5 words to 50 words. And that's a huge jump. So 15 months to 24 months, you go from 5 words to 50 words. And if they're not making that jump by 2, I start getting a little bit of a red flag. At 2, if I'm not seeing anything, I get that little like pinch in my belly of like, ooh, why am I not seeing that? Now my daughter didn't speak at 2 and I freaked out. And I mean, I went down the rabbit hole. Speech therapy, the whole thing. Thank God she is fine and she started to speak. She spoke 2 languages and, it took a little while for me to figure that out because I can't think clearly with my kids, just so you know. But so it just took a little while and she got speech therapy and the words came quickly. But at 2, if there's not the words and there's not the immature jargon and there's not the eye contact, that's something to talk to your pediatrician about. And I think that's universal.
And this is important part.
Yeah.
Again, my kid, just like her daughter, my oldest one, he literally did not talk at 2. He had 2 words. At 2, when he was 2 years old, he could say baby because I had given birth to his sister, and mama. That's it at 2. Now, here's the thing. We are not telling you that if your 2-year-old has only a few words, there's something wrong. We are telling you that you should just go talk to your doctor about it.
Yes.
So every child is different.
Yes.
But these are the warning signs of, we're just going to have it checked out. We don't have to freak out about it yet. We're just going to have it checked out.
One of the things when I saw the specialist for my daughter that really resonated with me, and I tell patients all the time in clinic, is everybody is allowed to have something funny. Like, you're allowed to, not meet your milestones. You're allowed to not have great words. You're allowed to talk late. You're allowed to crawl late. Everybody has something. No kid is exactly perfect, and it's called a pairing of symptoms. Do you have symptoms that pair together? So do you not have immature jargon, and you were not really super socially smiley when you were little, and you also don't have great eye contact, and you have trouble with social skills? Those are pairing of symptoms that mean something more. Are you like the most social, happy butterfly kid that has friends everywhere and doesn't talk? That doesn't really bother me that much. So it depends. It depends on your kid, but we're just giving you guidelines. When should you go in? That's all you need to know.
Now, another thing you mentioned when we spoke about this is the shaking.
Yes. So sometimes...
and also being fixated on things.
Yes. So autistic kids, they sometimes, and not all, and again, I'm not saying that your kid has autism if they do this, but they can do something called stimming, and they can either hand flap or rock, make sounds with their tongue or their mouth. They can do all kinds of things to make themselves feel more comfortable in situations that can
And
be
does this
stressful.
happen a lot throughout the day?
It can, yeah.
Okay.
It really
so
can.
If parents notice a pattern of, okay, my kid is doing this all the time, again,
Right.
doesn't mean your child has autism,
Right.
but why not go talk to a pediatrician?
It's funny. So I had a mom come to me actually after seeing one of my videos that is your child weird, because her kiddo was doing some hand flapping and she was panicked. And I said, okay, describe to me the situation when your kid is doing it. And she goes, he does it when he's excited. And he was 2. So I said, that's totally normal. I get excited and I do that. I see Kristina and I'm like, I can't, I'm so happy. So when your kid is excited, like, yay, I'm opening a gift, or, oh, Santa's coming, or they're just excited to see a friend, that's completely fine. Now, if your kid is doing this all the time, when it's time to play, or it's time to eat, or when it's time to have a conversation, then it can be worrisome. They also can get very fixated on things. So one of the examples I use in clinic is this. Are you playing with a car, as in cars have wheels and we're moving, or are you lining up cars? And you're focused on just the lining up of the cars, or that the colors are together and you're not noticing that the car is a car. Or I saw a kiddo that ended up having autism. I'm sorry about that. But when my daughter was in preschool, and every time I would go into the school, he would have a car and he would just spin the wheel and spin the wheel. And I had to say something because I just felt obligated. And I told the mom, does he do that a lot? Just play with the wheels? And she goes, oh yeah, he loves wheels. And I said, well, do you ever see him actually, playing with the car? And he never did. She goes, oh, I don't think he notices it's a car. He just loves the wheels. So it's things like that where they focus on little details. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean something, but a pairing of symptoms can mean something more.
Okay.
And that's why you need a good pediatrician.
Yes. And honestly, you're a pediatrician. You never get annoyed when people come in with questions. Like, don't feel like, I just don't want to bug them with this.
No.
That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. Okay, let's skip to teenagers.
Teenagers.
So it's hard because I know I have one. Hello.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Teenagers are hard because there are things that you're like, well, they're moody. It's normal. They're moody because they're teenagers. I was moody.
Right.
But then there are things where you're like, maybe we should go see somebody.
Yes.
And what are those like? We're getting a little extreme here.
I think for me, I use a few things. It's a change in symptoms. And it's the same thing as pairing with symptoms. But for teens, I say it's a change in symptoms, meaning was your child sleeping, 8 hours a night and all of a sudden doesn't want to leave their room? And I have moms come in and say, oh, he just doesn't really want to leave his room, or he's sleeping 20 hours a day. Sure, kids, teens, they do 12, 13, even 14, that's fine. But 20 hours, I mean, imagine where they're only out of their room for 4 hours. That's a little weird. Or it's really difficult to get them out of the room, really difficult to arouse, overly sleepy or not sleeping at all, where your kid was sleeping 8 hours and then all of a sudden sleeping 4. That's strange. Or eating. Pay attention to eating. Was a great eater and then all of a sudden stopped eating, or was not a great eater and then all of a sudden is eating everything in sight. Those are important things. Changes in sleeping, changes in eating, mood changes. Of course, what teen do we know that doesn't have mood swings?
I get mood swings. Every hour I'm in a different mood, and I'm not even a teenager.
I know, exactly. But for me, it's more, okay, can they deal with life? Is it that they're crying so much that they can't go to school? Because that's not normal. Is it that they're crying so much that they can't go to gymnastics, to a sport that they loved? Yeah. Or is it that they had tons of friends and now they have none?
Sorry, my dog's...
He's like, amen.
Yeah, that's the
he's
dog.
like, I have a teen up in here.
My dogs are teenagers, actually, so they're probably relating to this.
So it's drastic changes in behavior that make you panic, and I know we're getting short on time, but the one thing I want to say that's so important is, moms, trust your gut instinct. It is so important. I'm literally leaning into the camera because this is something that resonates deep in my heart and soul. Trust your gut instinct. Mommy brain is right, and mommy heart is right, and mommy gut instincts is right. They've literally done studies where mommies bat about 90 to 95% correct. So if you're worried, don't feel nervous about that. Don't self-doubt, and don't be self-conscious. Go in and say that you're worried. When a mom tells me she's worried, or a dad tells me he's worried, I'm worried. So trust your gut instinct.
Another sign you are not with the right pediatrician. Sorry, pediatricians. I love pediatricians. I love her, but this is huge. If you're going into the pediatrician's office with your kid and you're like, my gut tells me something's wrong, and they dismiss you, not good. Not good. They should never dismiss you. Again, you heard it from her, a pediatrician. If a mom or dad is like, this is what my gut's telling me, I'm worried, she's immediately going to take it seriously. You gotta think of it as a team around your kids, right? The teachers, the pediatrician, your neighborhood, your friends, the grandparents, whoever. We're all a village, right? We're all trying to help this kid thrive. That includes the pediatrician. Pediatrician should never be dismissive to you. That's huge.
No, they shouldn't be condescending, and they shouldn't make you feel that you are wasting their time. I never do that. And if I ever have, I apologize, because honestly, I love seeing my patients and I know that they're there. And every time I see a busy clinic, I think to myself, how blessed am I that all these people have left their lives and they've left their jobs and they've left all the stuff that's going on to come and see me. It's a kind of a crazy thing. It's kind of a crazy thing to think about. I just walk into room to room and just give my advice to people. But I know that they're there for a reason, and you have to trust your gut instinct, and you need a good doctor to advocate for you.
You need to feel heard. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I love when she's here. Because she's so smart. And just again, if you don't have a great pediatrician, just ask around, get referrals, get a good one. And for all of you pediatricians, we love you and thank you for doing a great job. Yay. All the doctors. And the dogs are getting excited again because they like doctors. No,
thank
they don't.
God for doctors. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Seriously.
I mean,
you'd be out of work if doctors didn't exist.
I really would be. And I would have like no friends because most of my friends are doctors. So yes, we work hard, you guys. We really do. And it's because we love patients and we love people.
All right. We will see you next Monday. Bye.